Let's create a Telegram bot that will send information regarding changes in the bank's currency exchange rates. In other words, it will provide new exchange rates. To begin with, we should open Telegram and enter a word bot father. It is a bot for creating bot. Now we need to restart a bot and choose a command new bot for creating a new bot. Let's enter a name of our chat with a bot and a bot's name. It should be unique. For example, Delphi Exchange Bot. This name hasn't been taken yet. We've created a bot. It is a token of our bot, or we can say that it is a key that we will use to manage it. We also have a link to the API that will allow us to interact with our bot, and a link to our bot itself. If we follow this link, we will open a chatbot. Now click Start and write hello. The bot read the message and we see it working. Let's follow the Telegram bot API link. Scroll down the page and find the Making Requests line. We can send GET and POST requests. That's an example of a GET request. A command itself. What you can see after the word bot is a token of our bot. Now we need to open a new window in the browser and to place a GET request line in the address bar. The Telegram server has responded, and we see that this bot doesn't exist. It is necessary to replace a bot's token in this bar with the token of our bot. Now let's change the tokens. After pressing enter, we will get the details of our bot, the name of the chat with the bot, and the bot's name. Now it's time to change the command. Let's write a command get updates. This command shows a dialogue between a user and our bot. We see that now the result is empty. Let's go to the chat with the bot, write hello and update our request. A user wrote hello to the bot, a user with ID 538. We should open a new tab in the browser, enter our request and replace the command get updates with send message. It is a command for sending a text message from a bot to a user. Now we need to enter the user's ID and some text. Text equals text, for example, Delphi bot easy. If we check the chat with our bot, we will see a message from the bot Delphi bot easy. We registered the bot and we learned to send two commands, how to read the text and how to send messages from the bot to the user. Now let's start Delphi. Do not forget that our task is to make it so that the bot will automatically inform us when the exchange rate changes. Now we need to create a new VCL project. We should place 3 label edit components and a button on the form. Let's change the caption on the button for send. To do that, it is required to change the relevant button's property. And also let's change the caption above the label edit components. Now we will start the project and save it. For doing that, we have to create the Exchange Bot folder. Let's leave the name of the PA file as it is and the project will get the name Exchange Bot. Further, we will need to have the Neft client component for sending Telegram's API commands. We should make a double click on the button and write a command that will show the action that this button will perform. It is necessary for us to turn to the Neft Client 1 component and indicate a command that will make it send a GET request. In the brackets, we need to indicate the full address of the command as it was written in the browser. It's time to check how this button works. Let's start the project. Everything is working. For changing the bot's token and user's ID, we should add relevant data about our bot and our user that will receive messages to the label edit components. In our GET request, instead of the saved token and ID, we will add addressing to the components that contain the necessary data. For getting data related to the exchange rate from the bank, let's use the bank's API and a GET request. Now we see a result that is sent by the bank upon our requests related to the exchange rate. The bank's reply will come in the JSON format. Let's return to our program and write a code that will allow us to get a reply from the bank in a program. The next step should include adding one more button and a memo component. Let's write a code for this button. Now we need to upload to the memo component the reply from the bank's server for the GET request that we send using a Neft Client component. Let's start our app and check the work of the Get Bank button. We see the bank's exchange rates in the text box. Now it is necessary to take an exchange rate from the text sent by the bank. We've already mentioned that here we will work with the JSON format. For working with this data format, Delphi has a special library called System.json. Now we can work with special commands that presuppose dealing with data in the JSON format. Let's assign two variables and add all the data from our memo component to the first variable, while the second variable will have a data value as an array. Thanks to that, we will be able to turn to the data using the number of the record and the name of the pair in it. ShowMessage is a command for displaying messages. Please bear in mind that the numeration starts with 0. We should check whether the button works properly. We see that everything is working correctly. Using the data, we calculated the value of the dollar selling rate. Now our task will be to take the entire code of the Get Bank button to the Send button. It will let everything work with one click and send data to Telegram. The next step is to add a condition that will ensure that data are sent only when the exchange rate is updated. For that, it is important to remember what rate there was before that. These data will be stored in the label edit 3 component. Let's check the work of our code. After the second click, the bot doesn't send the data. Now we will change the data in label edit 3. It will be an imitation of the bank's rate change for testing. The program has reacted to the change and sent us messages on Telegram. Everything works with one button click. Let's automate the process by adding such a component as timer. It automatically executes the added code with a particular time interval. Now we will take the entire code of the send button and place it in the timer, and then compile the program. Now it works automatically and checks the exchange rate every second. If it changes, we will get the info on Telegram sent by our bot. Great, task completed.